I'm going to carry on with the rock garden, and today I'm going to do just more. As you can see from last time, I've actually done lots and lots of French knots here. I've done a daisy stitch, not quite sure if that's staying because it's quite large. I've done some tiny little white flowers, but I think they're going to get lost, so I'm going to wait, and I'm not going to do any more just yet. I want to fill in this bit at the bottom, which is where the grasses are growing out of the pond. And what I thought was, if I did little, I'm only going to do little bits, like grass, really. Just some little straight stitches. Not very tall. And I'm just using a different green. Just to fill in. I'm just filling it all in. If I can find a space. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Now I'm in two minds whether to go outside of my line. So I have actually, as you can see, gone all the way round to make like a frame. And I think I may go out of it a little bit, perhaps. But then I'm thinking maybe I will cut this out. And because this one is now going on the cover, I could put something around it. I could actually sew it onto some fabric ready to put onto the front. So I'm keeping my options open, and I haven't decorated the outside of it yet because basically I don't know if I'm going to. So little tiny stitches for grass. Oh, I'm getting all knotted up. You'd think it'd be easy with all these holes. Ready-made holes. And we're just going to go all the way along. And again, I will finish off this sort of sitting watching TV because that's all I'm going to be doing. As you can see, that's going to then edge the pond. So that's that one. So we're going to just put that there because I don't want to take it out. And I want to do some more flowers up here. Let's see if we can do one of these, but smaller. So let's try one here. Okay, so oh dear. No, you don't. No, you don't. Come back to the middle. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make like a daisy sort of shape flower. It's not going to be the same. Come back to the centre. This is tangling up. I don't know why. Oh, see? Tangling up. So I started off really well. And we're gonna there we go, and that's better. I must have had some weird bits of stitching there. It's very hard doing them tiny. I'm sure it's not hard for some people, but for me, tiny is quite difficult. I know what I will do. I'll sort of try and untangle my cotton a bit. That might help. I think we've got room for one more. There we go. I think that looks quite nice. As you can see, I've done a little bit. I've put all my grass in along the edge of my pond, and I've just done some stems for my big yellow flowers, whatever they are. And I found some purple, and I thought, what flowers are purple? Because I want to put some of this in. And I'm pretty sure wisteria, we have wisteria that is purple. So I'm thinking about just doing some more French knots, because, you know, they're pretty cool. So I'm thinking my wisteria can sort of hang down. How many times? Did I just go round a couple? And if I do them sort of quite close, but coming down longwards, that's not a word. Is it? What's the word? It's definitely not longwards. Oh dear. I'm very tired. I have now finished work for the week, and oops. And yeah, it's been a very, because as you know, for those of you who don't know, I started a new job, and you know what it's like when you start a new job. There's a long, hard learning curve, and I've completely changed industry, if you want to call it that. So I've gone from retail to the NHS, basically, admin. And there is so much to learn, so much. Just learning the computer is, you know, all the system. Well, it's, yeah, so I'm sort of getting the hang of it. But I don't want to tempt fate and say I know what I'm doing, because there's always something new. And it's quite mentally tiring learning a new job. And I'm sure that you've all been there. You've all had to change jobs for one reason or another and had to learn. And so I'm not looking for sympathy. It was my choice. But I am enjoying the sitting down, and everybody I work with is lovely. Absolutely lovely. And so I'd made the right decision. Definitely. And I'll be fine. When it all becomes a bit easier, I'm not going to be quite so tired. I am back to stitching. I'm going to, as you might have noticed by now, I think, not do a junk journal July every day. It was getting too much. I've done about 20 every day, and it's starting to lose its appeal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the project, because I can't not finish it now I've got this far. So I'm going to start batching some of the prompts together. And I think that's the way forward. I want to get back to my stitching. I've missed my stitching and doing videos. So another project that I'm working on at the moment is my design team project for Creating with Jovi. And I want to get that done as well. And I'm just not finding the time to do everything I want to do. So, because although my videos for Junk Journal July are only like 10 minutes long, it takes me a lot longer than that to actually do them and edit them and all the rest of it. So they are going to be taking a bit of a background now, and I am just gonna do, you guessed it, another French knot for the center. Such a cool and versatile stitch. I just think it's just so effective for plants, flowers. There we go. And I will, no, not what I'll do, I think is I'm going to make the centres while I've got the yellow on my needle and in the fabric. I'm going to make the centres for all my forget-me-nots, and then hopefully I can just put the petals on around them and overlap them and things like that. After my first attempt at this flower, I have come up with a better plan, and that is to do little tiny bullion knots coming out of each of my centres. So I'll show you. I'm only wrapping it round like 3 times. So I've come up sort of a little way away from my centre, and I'm going to go in, back up. Hopefully I'm in frame. Let me just double check. Yep. So coming up and wrapping around, and I'm only going to wrap like 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to pull it through. And sort of wiggle it down. This is the bit I'm not very good at, but you know, practice is making perfect. And I'll come up ready to start my next stitch. I'm going to go a little bit over the rock. And round again. And it just makes tiny little petals, which I think look a lot better than those. I may just go over the top of those. Oh, I forgot to come up again, didn't I? So I'm coming up just here, back in, doing my 1, 2, 3. Did I do 3? I think I did 2. I think I counted 1 before I'd gone round. And I need to put it down because I need to like push that up. And I'll go down, come up ready to do the next stitch. Come out, go in, wrap around. I think I've come out quite a way here, so I might do 4. You know, not all petals are exactly the same size. Push it down. I'm going to have to do a lot of seed stitches to fill in. You see, I forgot to come up again. I'll keep doing that. And we'll have another one here. Ah! No! Look what I've done. I've come all the way through. Let's just pull that back out and do that again. And I've now done a couple of different colours. I think I did 4 again, didn't I? Oh well. Whichever. We're not fussed. Right, and I am going to just go over the ones I did here, because I think they will just look nicer. Okay, so what I want to do now is put on my stalks, because obviously they're growing from somewhere, and we're going to come up with a little back stitch. I think would be quite cool. Let's bend it round a bit. Oops. More fingers and thumbs today. Split stitch I think I'm doing, not a back stitch. Right, so this one can go to here. And we'll have that just going up there. Yeah, split stitch. And then, where am I coming up? Let's go over to this one and we can have that. Let me just see. Let's just go down so I can come up in the right place. So what about we have sort of something coming up from here that looks like it might be. I'm just going to hide it underneath that stitch. So I want the flower on the top. I don't know if this will work. I can just see it. I might go back and do a little bit of another stitch if I can. Oh, it's very fiddly. Just split that one and go up there. Come on. And then maybe we'll come down from here and join the main stem. I'm so sorry about that, guys. My iPhone memory was full, so my phone cut off. And this is the finished rock garden. And I'm super happy with how it's turned out. I've done all sorts of stitching, lots of bullion knots, lots of French knots, lazy daisies, just little just stitches. So I thought I'd do a little close-up and say thank you for joining me. I do want to put this on the front of my cover, but obviously I don't want this. So I'm thinking about cutting that out and then putting this onto something else for my cover. Okay, I'll see you soon, guys. Bye for now.